Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this review I will comparing the Sony 70-350mm G OSS and the Tamron 70-300mm on my Sony APS-C A6400 camera. If you are searching a telephoto lenses up to 300 or 350mm for your APS-C camera, these two lenses could be the solution for you, even if the Tamron is actually a full frame lens. In a moment I will do some image and video comparison between these both lenses. But first, let's take a look at a few specs. Both lenses have some things in common. They share the same aperture of f4.5 till 6.3, they are weather sealed, both have a filter thread of 67mm and a diameter of 77mm. The Tamron lens has some advantages. The minimum focus distance starts at 18 cm and the Sony starts at 1.1 meter. Furthermore, the Tamron weighs 545 grams, which means it's 18 grams lighter than the Sony, which had the weight of 625 grams. The next point is the price. You can buy the Tamron lens currently new for around 450 euro and the Sony lens has still a price tag of 600 euro. That means you can save 150 euro. The Sony lens on the other hand has 50mm more on the long end and it's also 6mm shorter than the Tamron lens. But the biggest advantage is the OSS image stabilization, which will help you especially in low light conditions on when you are filming. But now we are coming to the interesting part of this video, the side-by-side image and video comparison. As always, I have used the same settings for both lenses and the images come straight out of the camera. Have fun! So, back on our side-by-side comparison, you see here on the left side the Sony lens and on the right side the Tamron lens. Let's start with 70mm. On the first look, both lenses look similar. Maybe the Sony lens here a little bit crispier. For your orientation, I have always set the focus point on this clock here. And let's zoom in on 100% on the middle. Maybe the Sony lens is a bit sharper here. Let's see the structure. Let's go up. Yeah, the Sony lens is a bit sharper, but only a little bit. Both lenses are similar, more or less, on 70mm. Let's go to the edges. Yeah, here the Sony lens has a little bit more structure here. You see it, but only a little bit on 70mm. Let's compare 100mm. Okay. Both are similar. Let's zoom in. And here again, the Sony lens is a bit sharper, but not that much. They are very similar. Let's go to the edges. And here the same. Here the Sony lens a bit sharper, but only a little bit. But also good performance from the Tamron lens. Let's compare 200mm. Okay, again on the first look, both look similar. Let's zoom in. Okay, here the same. See it here in the middle. The Sony lens is a bit sharper. Okay, let's reframe these two pictures. In the middle, it's difficult to see a difference, but on the edges, the Sony is a bit sharper, but not that much. Let's compare 300mm. Here again, it's difficult to see which is sharper on the first look. Let's go on 100%. Let's reframe it. And here again, yes, here you see it. On 300mm, the Sony lens is sharper. Let's go to the edges. Yeah, and here you see it. A bit sharper. Okay, let's compare the longest ends. Now you see here on the left side the Sony with 350mm. This is a result of the 50mm extra. I know this is not a fair comparison now, but I want to show you the image quality on the longest ends of both lenses, because this is the weakest point of these telephoto lenses. Let's zoom in. Let's reframe it a little bit. And here you see it. On the longest ends, both are more or less comparable in sharpness in the middle. Let's go to the edges. Yeah, and here again, the Sony lens is a bit sharper, but not that much. They are very comparable. Okay, on this picture here, I have taken a photo of a bird with the longest focal length with the Sony of 350 and the Tamron of 300mm. And the bokeh of both looks quite good. Not so busy, it's smooth, but I have to say this picture was taken at 7 AM in the morning. The light conditions was not that good, but let's zoom in. And here you can see it. Both are a little bit noisy here. This was ISO 5000, and you see it here, the Sony lens is a slight sharper than the Tamron lens. The focus was on the bird, of course, but you see the difference in the sharpness here at the longest end. The Sony lens here is definitely better. Good, here you see a portrait comparison of both lenses. I've used the focal length of 300 for both lenses, and what we see here, the bokeh balls from the Tamron are rounder than the bokeh balls from the Sony, because the Tamron has 9 aperture blades and the Sony has only 7 aperture blades, and you see it here. Let's zoom in. Of course, the Sony lens, we have seen it, it's sharper in the middle. Let's go to the bokeh balls. Let's zoom a little bit out on 50mm. And here you see it. The bokeh balls on the Tamron looks better than the bokeh balls on the Sony lens. Go to the other side. Both has a little bit onion rings here. But all in all, the Tamron bokeh balls are rounder here than the Sony bokeh balls. Okay, on the next minutes you will see a video and zoom and autofocus test. See you later. Welcome back. As you already seen, the Sony lens has always the better image quality. It's simply the better overall package, and the €150 more is worth for the image stabilization alone. This also makes it to the most popular telephoto lens for Sony APS-C cameras with no IBIS inside. Even if the quality of the Tamron lens was inferior, the lens performs well and could be a good alternative if you have an APS-C and a full-frame camera and you just want to use only one telephoto lens. The biggest point is of course the price. You can buy the Tamron used for around €350, which makes this lens a good value for money. If you like this test, I would be appreciated if you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please write it in the comments down below. I will try to answer everyone. See you next time.